God damn it, Garner. Answer your bloody call. Steve over to me just scored something big. Bugger, you gotta fucking kidding me. We're getting swarmed by arty drones. Look, I'm launching a package in an escape pod to coordinates that only Steve-O, Belvin, and me will know. If any of us make it out of here, come fuck this. I'm not fucking around. This is gonna set us up right good.
That's some good stuff.
Isn't that good stuff?
It
Hey,
was
everybody.
Good, yeah.
That's great. You know what I like the most? I mean, the
Voice acting. I
No,
think it's
that's-
the voice acting that
No,
brings
the voice acting is a little bit annoying, but you can accept it because the visuals are so good. I got your back, Dylan.
I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Return to Sector 1. I am your great master. I'm your great master. I'm your game master, Will DM. And thanks for stopping in to watch. What would this be called? This is not an installment. Okay, because there was Sector 1. We had the first 6 episode stint of Sector 1. And now we have the next stint of episodes of Sector 1, which will probably be around 6 episodes or so. What would we call it? Is this...
A miniseries doesn't usually have a sequel, so I don't know if it's a miniseries.
Right. Is this like a novella?
No, miniseries have sequels.
Do they?
V?
That's
Nobody watched the second one, though. So, I hadn't...
They
I
made
didn't,
it.
Yeah, true. But what would they...
And did they do a second Lonesome Dove or one of those things, like a Lonesome Dove Part 2?
Yeah, but those were movies.
They were miniseries.
Yeah, you're right about that. So I guess it's
weirdly, I think there's a sequel to Roots too, but I don't know if
I think there is.
weird.
I think there is. So, I mean, is this a serial? Is Sector 1 a serial? Not like Lucky Charms, but like in the old movie sense.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that suits.
That's called pandering, what he just did to me. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to hi Omni, how's it going? Excuse me. Hi and welcome to Return to Sector 1, episode 3. Wow, we're just moving right along. This will either be the greatest episode ever or the worst. Because I really
I'm
didn't.
drinking. I mean, I'm gonna try to polish off a lot of beer. So
Yeah, you heard it was a rough week for you, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's a bit of a rough week for everybody. I get it, man. So
It's been rough. I mean, more than just a week. It's been a rough couple of months. You know?
I've been doing all right for a while, but I think I'm starting to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's the route. It's about that time for everybody, I think.
I actually got out today. I was going to get my car work done, right? There was a couple of nagging issues. The oil chain was up. There was something with the sway bar needed a little looking at. This was all stuff that was, it came up to time from when my mechanic had told me, okay, bring it back in, which was right before the pandemic started. So when it started, it was like, fuck, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just driving down to a grocery store. It's like I'm not going to go through the hassle of taking in my car, so I put it off. Well, now we're reintegrating back into the office. Hey, what's happening, Rigger? And so I was like, okay, I need to go and get the car put in. I've never driven a car, by the way, that is more finicky when it comes to oil. This thing starts running like shit when it gets time for an oil change. It's like clockwork. I mean, literally. Wow. So, yeah, and don't ever put the wrong oil in it. Oh my God. It's like it's going to die. Not that I did it on purpose. I kind of just fucked up. But that's beside the point. Anyway, so I took my car in today, dropped it off, was out in the beautiful sunshine. I took a walk. I rode the bus. I came back home with another long walk. And it's like, yeah, it was pretty nice to get out into the world. You know, Rigger, it's getting that way. I generally drive these cars into the ground. Because I haven't bought a new car since 96, 96, 95. There was a place out here. Gosh, I'm glad you guys tuned in for this and not real quick. I haven't bought a new car since then, but I got all my cars. There was an awesome auction that was out here. I would go down, get a decent car for like a couple of grand, and then I could drive the shit out of it for like 5-6 years, rinse and repeat. And I've been doing that for a while. Auction's out of business now, so I got to take care of this one a little bit more.
Oh, hey, you wait until this pandemic is over, dude. There's going to be lots of cars, and they're going to be super cheap.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that.
And there's going to be tons of money out there to lend you to buy. You might as well go buy a new car next time around because they're going to give you that money.
Yeah. You know what? Also, too, if you're a smart man and got extra money laying around, what you should invest in is baby products and daycares. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be a bunch of kids coming real soon. Very soon. You think that it's like, remember how they talked about when there was the brownout in New York and the baby spike that happened with that? We're talking about that extended over months.
Right. And on a global scale.
I know, right? The global population is going to spike pretty good. So, but anyway, welcome everybody. I think we're done. Anybody else got anything not related to game they want to talk about real quick before we get going?
No.
We do this anyway just to check out everybody. Nobody else got anything great going on?
No, same old.
Gotcha. Grace, we already complained about our mutual working for the government, but that's
right.
It's all good. So, all right. Well, with that having been said, let's get into this here game. First, I already introduced myself, but like a bad host, I did not introduce the rest of the cast. Well, let them introduce themselves. So, to start off, hey, Dylan.
Yo, I'm Dylan. I'm playing the Stranger. He's a mysterious cowboy type. High Plains Drifter is what I called him last time because of the obvious allusion to Clint Eastwood. But yeah, he's that kind of guy.
This whole story is a tip of the hat towards that genre.
Yeah.
All right. Tony.
Oh shit, yeah. I'm Tony. Hey everybody, I'm Uncle Tony. I'm playing Calcuto Ratmano, something or other. Calcuto del Suto Ratmano.
How many have you had already?
Just a couple, but I don't drink, so this is gonna get.
I hear you, brother. Try to intersplice some water in between.
Yeah, you'll tomorrow.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Got my water. I got it fairly dark in here. I turned off my green screen.
You're good. All right, cool.
I'm ready for it.
Right.
I don't need to be messing with myself as I get drunk, looking ahead of me and seeing a desert, looking behind me and seeing a green screen.
You live really close to your work, though, right?
I do. I walk most days.
That's what I thought. Okay, I'm not so concerned.
Home to work to here, and thereabouts. And we've got little plastic sanitation stations on our street corners now for the homeless and other people to use, where it's you wash your hands and everything. And it's this thing, it's molded plastic, and as a city worker maybe you've seen these, but it says it's kind of embezzled in the molded plastic, it says do not drink.
Yeah.
Because it's just hand sanitizer. But what I noticed as I was walking past the other day, I could have sworn I looked at it and it said, do not drink, no beer. And I'm like, does this look like something that would have beer? Why does it say, do not drink, no beer? Like, do not drink, it's not beer.
I can promise it's not.
The thing of it is you do have to tell some people this. It's like, I think we really forgot.
That's what I was thinking. I walked past it again, and I saw it wrong. It said, do not drink, no Bieber. And I was like, that's even better because sometimes Justin Bieber comes here to rehearse his concerts before he goes out on tour. And it's good that he's not allowed to use these. But then I realized it's not Bieber, It's no Bay Bear, which is obviously Mexican for don't drink the hand sanitizer.
Spanish.
There's my story for the week.
I love you so much, Tony. All right, and last but not least, Grace.
Well, I'm Grace, and I play Corax. She is a bounty hunter who's hooked up with another pawn, hopefully, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Now, where did we leave off last time? You know what? I got to take this off. I'm burning up. So you guys start telling everybody in the audience what happened. And no nipple. Don't get excited already, Tony. It's just I'm taking this switch thing off. All right.
You can't put nipples on Twitch.
I just said I'm not.
Even male nipples. They don't go for them. Okay. Keep your shirt on. Da-da-da-da. Nah. No.
Hey, we're all repping Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that was the big reveal there, is that he actually he secretly will DM and not GM.
You're right.
It's got it written on the screen, but it's a secret.
Secret.
I played a little 5e with Will over the weekend.
You did, and I wasn't invited.
You were.
I posted it up.
I was invited, and I didn't come.
You weren't online.
But I can still pretend like I did see that.
I was scrambling. Okay, so all right, last story, and then we're starting. Okay, so over the weekend was KoboldCon, and KoboldCon, like all the cons, it was canceled. Now, KoboldCon is one of my two major game cons here in Colorado. Genghis being in Denver and Kobold being down in the Springs. And so
Genghis Khan is a genius name, by the way.
Second oldest con. Do you know that?
Straight up genius name.
Genghis Khan, yeah. Second oldest con. It's only second to Gen Con.
Gen Con, yeah.
And but I think that's continuously running cons. Keep that in mind. But so anyway, so I had gone and done some stuff at Genghis. So this year I was like, I want to go try out KoboldCon. Never been there. And then it got canceled, and then they put this virtual thing on. Well, Casey Rift and those guys and whatnot, they're the same guys that did the virtual for the GaryCon, so forth and so on. I kind of know them via third person sort of thing. Like, I know the guys that know them sort of jazz. So it's like, all right, cool. It's like, well, if you guys need stuff, I'll help out. I'll run a game for you. Because the first thing that goes out is like they need people to run. If you were going to run a game, so I was like, all right, cool. I'll run a Greyhawk game, and I ran the module. It was in Discord, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading you,
Ravers.
Dylan. Yeah, and so I went ahead and I ran the module that I had written and given away for free. I'd put the link up. It helps when you run something to go back through and go, wow, that needs editing and that needs editing. Because it was for free, so I didn't really give it a super edit. You know what I mean? I just kind of like packaged it up and threw it out online. So I'm going to run this. Had 5 guys that were supposed to be on there. 1 shows. 1 shows for the game. So I'm scrambling because the thing of it is like I didn't want to cancel it. I mean, this guy here who's showing up, he wanted to play a game. So I'm like, that'd be kind of bad form for me to just pull it. Let me try and find some people. So I put the word out and put it up. Now, granted, this was Saturday, early Saturday. And so
You got lucky with me, man.
I totally got lucky. I got Tony. I was able to get a hold of Tony, and that was it. And so it was Tony and I don't even remember the guy's name now. But
I hope he had a good time. We each played 2 characters, and we tried to get through the module. Turns out we were doing everything wrong.
Isn't that just what D&D is all about?
That is what D&D is all about. But it was
And
good.
I haven't played 5e in a minute anyway, but we were kind of trying to grab characters, and you picked the 2 characters you wanted to play, and then those 2 guys couldn't even get the door open, so you end up playing 2 different guys. And I don't know every class and special bonus feature of every.
Yeah.
But it was a little difficult. But
It was fun, though.
yeah,
It was
we had
fun.
some fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. All right, so I did promise. Sorry for the delay. We do get to kind of be chatty Cathy's here, but that is how it works.
It's half the fun.
It is half the
Right.
fun, actually. So, all right, briefest of recaps. Basically, what's happening is that we've got kind of two different parties that are going on here. We've got Calcuto, who had been captured by robotic bounty hunters, Yella and Pinky. And then the stranger who was following Yellow and Pinky because he was going to swoop in because Yellow and Pinky run this like bounty hunter train where they go around and they just collect a bunch of bounties and they take them in to cash them in. Well, the stranger, being a sweet guy that he is, was following them, planning to just swoop in, take out Yellow and Pinky, and then just let them do all the hard work, and then he would just take them in. So, well, Calcuto was one of the guys that Pinky and Yella had swooped up. And so the stranger and Calcuto have a little bit of background. They've worked together in the past. So they were able to, they freed Calcuto, took out the mechanical bounty hunters, the RD bounty hunters. What did you guys find out, though? You found out something from some of the other people that were locked up in the cages and went out with you, though, right?
Yeah, they know the locations of the digital stack of the First Minister.
That's right.
Of Sector 1, and I believe where we left off, Calcuto was alone in the cage with them on the back of the truck while we were driving into town. So we may know more.
Well, we ended, yeah, because we ended that part right there. The firefight was over. Calcuto had escaped with the stranger's help. He was able to get away. Pinky and Yella were immobilized because Pinky and Yella were in the very first episode doing the same thing. They were hunting down Calcuto. And Calcuto rigged their bikes and their hover bikes, which then blew up and destroyed Pinky and Calcuto. Everybody thinking, well, they're dead and they're gone. But they have...
I survived.
Yeah, yes, of course. But they have this thing called a multi-split, which sends them after they die, because they're RDs, their consciousness gets transferred, and it goes into these waiting other RD robot bodies. So they were there, and they had to take them on again. So instead of wanting that to maybe happen again, instead of destroying them, they basically shot off their arms and their legs, and they left them out in the desert. So that's what happened with that.
It's perfectly reasonable. That's all.
Perfectly. Now, the other thing that's going on is we got the Korax story that's going on. Now, Korax was hired originally by a guy called Garna, and Garna wanted Korax to go and find out what the name this guy Steve-O was hiding under. And because he was having troubles finding him, and being the coward that he is, he gave Korax some information. Hey, there's this guy named Belvin that he's really tight with, and there's been some word on the street that he's been seen around with him. So Korax goes, checks that out, finds out the name that Steve-O's hiding under, and then follows up with some different leads, finds out that he's in the city called Van, which is like not major. It's a major spaceport for a backwards planet like Leone 4 that you guys are on. Goes there and is able to find Steve-O in the bar. And now we've got two different groups. We've got Korax's group along with Steve-O. And what information does Steve-O have?
He, if I remember correctly, and I'm annoyed I didn't write it down, he knows what pod it is. He just doesn't know where it is.
Correct. He knows the specific pod and serial number that the digital stack was hidden on when they were leaving Earth. And what does Belvin and Mex know?
I don't know.
That's the location.
The beers are kicking in.
I just did
Well, I don't know if they technically know.
I did the voiceover, mate. I didn't get the backstory.
What did he tell us? He told us that he knows.
It's a junkyard. It's a space.
Yeah, he knows like the place, like the
Correct.
spaceship graveyard.
It's
Graveyard.
a spaceship graveyard. Yeah, because when they were because these guys are all ex-Prosex, Protectorate security for the Sector 1, and he basically what happened is they were on Earth doing a little straightening and trying to save that same digital stack. Their ship came under fire, so they took the digital stack and hid it in one of the escape pods, and then Mex is the guy who shot it off to the particular. It's a spaceship graveyard. It's an old graveyard of spaceships and stuff from when Earth used to be not a prison planet. Okay,
and just for reference, if I had known the guy's name was Mex,
I
would
know.
have a completely different accent.
That's quite right.
But that is a good opening. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch the
beginning. Yeah. So that's where we left off. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up with the Stranger, Calcuto, and the hover truck in the cages, the hover cages where they have the extra prisoners in and all that different stuff. And Grace, in this scene, you're playing Servo, which is the robot sidekick of the Stranger. So
Steve-O from Jackass, Servo from MST3K.
I am super original with my name, sir. I do not know what you're talking about. Do you ever think maybe they ripped me off? Maybe I've had this story sitting around.
Now on to what Cambot's doing.
Yeah, right?
Real deep cut for the MST3K robot fans.
Yeah, that took me back there is what that did. Okay. So, yeah, man. So there you guys are. So what's the deal? I mean, you just got finished with all this. And Yella and Pinky, the two robots with no arms and no legs, you guys got them laying over in a bush somewhere next to their hover truck.
Well, I believe we were getting ready to load them up. Not load them up, sorry. Load up the back of the truck and take off. I mean, Kokudo was going to ride in the back, and I was going to drive this thing to the nearest town.
Are we going to do that same thing we used to do? You put me in the back like a prisoner, you know what I mean? It's just same thing, right?
Yeah, well, I just thought it would look a little less suspicious if the wanted rat man was in a cage in the back of the vehicle rather than up front with me.
Yeah. I want you to kick me around a little bit. You know,
I don't think that'll be necessary, Calcuto.
We're just making these guys believe.
Yeah,
They already saw him bust you out. What do you mean, make these guys believe? You talking about the other prisoners?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to believe that.
I turned to Servo and I'm like, man, this guy freaks me the fuck out.
I just like shake my head at him.
So that's a legitimate question. What are you going to do? Calcuto is a known commodity. He has a disadvantage even. He's infamous. So
I think Calcuto, you better. Yeah, and for that reason, you maybe stay in the back and maybe see if you can get some more information out of these guys.
That's right. I'll kill your whole family, monkey boy. That's good. It's good. Throw me back there.
And I like, just throw him into the back.
Okay, now Belvin and Mex are in the one cage, right? And Mex is the one that started doing all the talking, right? Belvin was the guy who was screaming scared, and then after Mex beat him up a couple of times to make him shut up, he's the guy who's been trying to cut deals with you, right? So as you're doing that, because he was saying to you guys, hey, look, I got a deal, right? And now Mex now goes, so what do you think about the deal? You guys gonna work with me there, stranger? I mean, no offense. I mean, I can use a blaster as good as the next guy, but Belvin here tells me
No, mate.
Corax.
Max got that accent. He sounds a bit like this. Come on, do it then.
Okay, hold on. I'll try and do your Tony. Hold on.
We've already established what Max sounds like.
Mate, come on now. Look, we're gonna be fucking rich. What you gotta do for me, mate? You don't understand. This bum shit over here, Belvin. What he did was, all right. You know who Corax is, right?
Do we?
Yes, both of you do.
Okay.
Okay, for one, Corax, the bounty hunter, is also infamous. But aside from that, both of you know about Corax because you've either worked. For example, the stranger is a bounty hunter. Corax is also a bounty hunter. Okay, and you work in the same. You work in the same circles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not like buddies. You've not like had conversations per se, aside like you might have exchanged a word or two when you guys are like in a similar location. Okay. Now, Calcuto could have been caught by him for all I know. How does Calcuto know Corax? Because both of you have met Corax in the past and are both very familiar with Corax as
I
far
like to
as
think I escaped from the Corax before he ever kind of got to know me very close. But same way that they study the wanted posters of us, we study the bounty hunters that are coming after us.
Okay. So when he drops that name, you guys both automatically know Corax is kind of a big deal.
And he told us that Corax is working with.
Just that Belvin had talked to him.
All right, let me do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't understand,
It's a little
mate.
distracting.
Balvin, this idiot over here, told him about the digital stack. So he already knows he's hunting Steve-O down. We were trying to get to him first and get on a rocket to get the hell off of this planet and make our way to the Liberty Station.
So as soon as I hear that, I slam the cage shut behind Calcuto, say, make sure these fuckers don't kill each other. We're in a hurry. And I go and get in the front of the vehicle. And before I do that, actually, I go back to the bars with Servo and I say, you keep an eye on them and slip Servo through the bars. Make sure he doesn't kill them. And I go back up to the front.
So Servo keeps an eye on Calcuto. Calcuto keeps an eye on Belvin and Mex. Got it.
Calcuto's the muscle that's keeping them from killing each other. Servo is the brains keeping him from killing them when he's trying to stop them from killing each other.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so then you start up the big old hover truck, just start driving it into van. You're not that. God bless it. He just blew through that one, didn't he? Tony, you better not pass out during.
And that would be a show for the ages.
Yeah. So he's
Try and keep up with him.
You're taking it into van. Van's only roughly with a hover van and whatnot going because you can go at a higher clip than you can for a longer period of time, of course, than you would if you guys were on those riding lizards. Because riding lizards, they're animals; they get tired. So
and they told us right that there's a shuttle leaving for the space station around Earth, right?
for Liberty Station.
Liberty Station.
What Mex told you was like they were going to Van to meet up with Steve-O so they could get the hell out of here and go to Liberty Station. Because for one, Belvin knows that Corax is on the case. And so it's kind of like expedited everything because one, Belvin was still a little bit fucked up from back when they were pro-sex and the damage that happened to their space hopper that they were on, where all this happened and stuff. But the other big thing or problem is they hadn't figured out a way to get to Earth. I mean, it's one thing to go to Liberty Station, but the Earth is a prison planet now. You got to be a prisoner to get sent to Earth. So they hadn't figured out a way to get there. So they started just making this up on their way. And so like, okay, well, Corax is on the deal. We got to go. That's all there is to it. We just got to go. So that's what you had found out. You don't know any other pertinent details about when the Wells traveling Fargo. Did I get it right again?
I'm so proud of that one, aren't you?
I'm proud that I fucking remember it. Because I pulled
Watch
that
every time it's actually different. We
I hope so.
Don't know.
I would love that.
I would too.
That would make me. That would thrill me.
Yeah. So that's all you really know about that. So I guess what are you planning on doing when you get the van?
Getting the fuck out of van.
Okay.
Get on the whatever takes it. I mean, definitely don't have a plan formulated for how we get onto Earth or back off of it again. But I definitely know we need to head in that direction.
Gotcha. Okay.
And now I know that we are under the gun to get there as fast as possible.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna play fly by the seat of our pants on this one, I think.
And what's Calcudo trying to say?
I was going to say, are we going to turn them in for the bounties? Because I'm also broke.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Are you having that conversation before you get in the truck and leave? Okay. Because I was about to say
that's a little meta.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
No, I was just going to say, we got the guys for the bounties. Are you going to turn them in for the bounties as well as,
Oh, yeah. And if I can pull it off, I'm going to turn you into.
Yeah, go to the beach.
There you go. Okay. So you guys start flying. You're heading into van. Okay. By the time, I think I established that the time frame is basically it was early afternoon when all this was going down. Am I correct in that? Does that sound right to you guys?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay.
go with it. Why not?
Okay. So when you pull in the van, it's going to be early evening. It's going to start turning dark. Okay. Just so you know. Okay. Which then it's going to take. We're going to switch. And let's go over to hold on a second. I got to change the music. I mean, we've got music for all the characters. Theme music. Oh, there's Corax's music. Okay. So Corax, you're in van. You're in the Dusty Wheel with Steve-O. Okay. You already had the conversation with him. And he was telling you about, hey, this is what's going on. But then he also dropped a bombshell on you about, look, I know where the digital stack is, but I don't know what ship it's in. So we could get there, so he let you know, I only know half of what I need to know. So
right.
What's Corax going to do about that then?
I mean, I think at the end of the last episode, we had decided that we were just going to wait for Mex and Belvin to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that we were going to use them to get to where we needed. Because he knows the ship, he doesn't know where.
Correct.
So,
he doesn't know where the escape pod was launched to on Earth. All he knows is which escape pod was launched. That's all Steve-O knows. Because Steve-O was the guy who physically put the digital stack onto the escape pod. Okay.
Right.
And Mex is the guy who did the programs and shot it off. Right. So you're going to wait there at the Dusty Wheel for them to show up there because that's where they're coming to meet him.
Right. I mean, I would assume that I'm planning on whatever Steve-O's doing to meet up with them. I'm just now involved, basically.
Okay. So let's just fast forward a little bit here. Well, not fast forward, but what is Corax's intention? Because as far as Corax knows, in through the door walks this dude, Belvin and Mex. Right? So you're just going to chill in the bar where you're at until they walk through the door and Steve-O goes, that's them!
I mean, I know what Belvin looks like.
You do know what Belvin looks like. That's true because you shook him down already.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'd be able to tell what they're doing or when they got there.
Okay.
And how they got there and if there was commotion.
Okay. So, but that's pretty much your plan?
Right. Just kind of waiting for them to meet up with us.
Okay. So 1 hour goes by, 2 hours go by, and you're just sitting at this table with Steve-O, who's trying to talk you into playing cards with him.
I would. I'd play cards with him to pass the time.
Okay. All right. So you play cards with him. All right. Fair enough.
But he knows to let me win, basically.
After you lose the first hand, and then you just put your gun up on the table. It's like,
right.
All right, let's play another one.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, that was quick. Let's get rid of her music.
I know, that's why I was surprised. I was like, I thought that we determined all of this.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to set up an elaborate ambush, or I was just giving you the opportunity as to
I know.
I was just being considerate. But that's all right. So that's done.
And if your DM is being considerate, you know there's a challenge coming.
Make my decisions now. I gotta live with them.
There you go. Okay. So we've got this hover truck is pulling into Van. As Van, of course you're driving through and remember, Leone 4 is it's a desert planet per se, but it's not like dunes. It's not like, well, from Dune. Arrakis, is that the name of the planet, right?
Arrakis, Dune.
Yeah. Don't give me that look.
Spice.
Yeah. So it's not like Arrakis or anything like that. It is a rocky, barren kind of planet as a whole. There is water and life and different things, of course, but neither here nor there. So as the truck's driving, you're driving through, night starts to set, darkness sets in. You start to hear the howls of the rabid lizard dogs that roam in packs out in the wilderness. Lights come on the front of the truck, illuminating the ground. And you see, after, you guys drive for a couple of hours, and on the horizon, has anybody driven to Las Vegas in the nighttime? Yeah. No. So you know exactly what I'm talking about, Tony. You can see the glow of Las Vegas way far before you ever get there.
Yeah, that kind of sucks too when you're coming in from California and you're like, oh shit, we're almost there. And
yeah,
oh, God.
And
2 hours later, you're like, you're not there yet.
Exactly, but yeah, it is literally like, because there's nothing around Las Vegas except for fucking desert, and then there's this whole huge city, and it doesn't help that they have like huge spotlights and all this different stuff just going all up into the sky. But anyway, it's the same effect as you're driving through the desert and you're getting closer to Van. Van is it is a city, okay, but it's a small city. Leone 4 doesn't have big cities on it, and this is like pretty much the biggest that you get here. Has a functioning spaceport and whatnot, but because of it's like this, it's just this big soft glow on the horizon that just gets larger and larger until you start to make out the individual twinkling of different lights, and you're starting to drive into Van. Now, what's the first thing you guys are going to do? You got a boatload of bounties in the back. Was there anything you wanted to do with these guys before you got to Van?
I'd like to shoot them.
Okay.
Nothing I can do to stop them.
Servo, what are you going to do about that?
He put the fucking robot in my way. Never mind. It's fine.
So
I've got the arm of the gray back scratcher. That's what I've got.
Gross.
Okay. So, not going to talk to him at all about anything.
What do I need to know? What do they know?
Some for information. Come on.
I poked him with the gray hand. Hey, you. This graveyard, this spaceship graveyard on the planet Earth. Sounds like dirt. So, where is it? Where did I find this place?
I don't know. Well, I've got to tell you anything, mate.
I smack him with the gray hand.
Ah! For those who don't know, in the last episode, Calcuto was in one of these cells with one of the alien races that exist in this world and in Sector 1 are the traditional aliens that like abduct people, the big eyes, the big heads, Greys. Okay? That's one of the races. And there was a Grey in his cell, and Calcuto shot him and killed him because.
But you see, that explain though. He was a bounty. He was worth something to the people that captured him, and I was like, I'm gonna screw them over, so I just shot him.
Yeah.
But then there was a grenade that was a sort of nearby, so I thought I could reach it from the cage, so I ripped off his arm, and I figured I could grab it with the gray arm, but it was too far away.
Yeah, and it was flopping all around while you're trying to do it. It's not like a straight.
But it's a good back scratcher.
So he's got this Grey's arm with him still.
I'm putting it in my inventory.
There you go. So you slap Mex and he goes, "Hey, what the hell is that? You need to quit."
What is it? You tell me where it is.
I'm not going to tell you anything, mate. That's my payday. If you want a cut of this, you're going to make sure that you do as I say.
How much money can you spend when you are dead? How much money does a dead person spend? You know, I've seen a lot of tax returns. I don't see the tax of people for the people that are dead. They don't pay taxes.
Am I supposed to be afraid of you? You're nothing but a little rat.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna have to. If this little robot wasn't here, I'd be tearing your throat right now.
You should have never said that. So Mex kind of like moves in the cage a little bit closer to the robot.
Don't make me kill you. You do the voiceover for the opening.
And he's looking at you. I went all blurry there, got out of frame. He's looking right at Calcuto as he does it. Like, he's
No.
like, "There's nothing you can do, mate. Your friend up there, the stranger, says he needs this information because he wants a credit of this. You know, I don't even think we need you. Hi,
Let me ask you a question.
That's what they call you, little robot guy. Why don't you go up there and tell your master there that we don't need this rat person? Why don't we just get rid of him and then we can go on and get our payday without him? Don't need him."
What? Your drunk friend there, the stupid one. He knows the same thing you know?
Belvin?
Yeah.
Belvin, he's all black and blue because Mex beat him up twice, was banging his head into the bars the last episode. And Belvin kind of looks up and goes, "Well, yeah, he told me."
Then I shoot the Mexo guy.
Okay. Okay. He's unarmed. He doesn't have anything on him. There's no rolling that's going to be happening here with this. You just totally straight up shoot Mex dead. What's Servo do?
I thought that I was like in the way. I thought Mex went behind me. I thought he would have had to shoot through me to get to.
Servo's like 2 feet tall and about that thick.
I
He can
mean-
shoot right at Servo and miss him.
That's true.
There's no hiding behind that.
Do I have like anything to tell the stranger that there's a distress call, like something that he's devised for me?
You can go run up. You can run out of the cage and go run across the hover.
Yeah,
truck
you're like
to
a little
him.
pit droid. I'm sure you got magnetized
Okay.
feet. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, totally. You could run up into the. But so, stranger, you're driving the truck, and it's like you're trying to figure out how to get it off this space country station. 2 hours of. I don't like that one. Yeah. And then all you hear is this, and I'm Calcuto, back me up on this. You shot him with the heavy blaster, right?
Well, if I've got it on me, then yes.
Yeah, I'm assuming you went to the cage with all your weapons. You guys didn't say otherwise,
I
right?
kind of like that the bounty hunter blaster though, because it does
Okay.
about the same amount of damage as a heavy blaster, but it's not the heavy blaster.
Yeah. Okay, so you got that. Yeah, it's the specially modified. Those are actually really expensive guns. So
That's why I like it.
Okay, so you got regardless of. So the stranger's driving, and all he hears is. He hears the gun go off.
I don't even look over my shoulder. I just shake my head. And actually, I'll look around. Is there anything in the cabin of the truck that's sort of like do they have any sort of like bounty like posters or anything like that, or like some sort of
Oh yeah, they got stuff like that.
I'm gonna just check if any of them were wanted, dead or alive.
Gotcha. Pretty much all of them are wanted, dead or alive. Mex, the guy who just got shot, wasn't. He was wanted alive, not dead.
Damn.
The Gray, which did you guys bring his body? You left his body out in the desert, right?
No, it's still in the cage.
Okay, so it's just it's just laying there. Now the Gray and the other, because there was 3 other bounties that were in there. They're all wanted. They're all wanted, dead or alive. We haven't even said anything about the other 2 in the last cage. You guys don't even know their names. They've just been sitting back there watching this entire time. What's going on? So, okay. Yeah.
So maybe Calcuto's gonna maybe scurry you closer to Belvin.
Okay.
Be like, hey.
And Belvin's just like,
I just hope to God Belvin actually knows.
This guy was a bad guy, and you're lucky to be away from him now, because he was doing you no good, friend. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You're good. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah.
Don't shoot me, please.
No, not going to shoot you. I like you.
I'll tell you anything you want to know. Do you want to know where the place is? I know where it's at now because he told me finally. I can tell you.
Where did he say that it was? Because that's really what I want to know. You know.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know how Earth, used to be like just a regular planet before the.
It big ears too.
Yeah.
Curve the big ear. You know what did you say?
What did I call that when the AI plague? That's what it's called, right?
It was a virus.
Virus. Thank you. And he's like, well, back before the AI virus broke out on Earth, there was just like any other place in the sector, and there was an old a space yard, more like a space graveyard for spaceships and stuff like that.
Throw the old ships away.
Yeah. Says it was in outside of a place called Pittsburgh. Yeah, but the name of the spaceship graveyard is Lantern Works.
Lantern Works.
Space Station something. I don't know the official, but Lantern Works.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I guess it's just chock full of a bunch of old spaceships that they've been picked clean over the hundreds of years now that Earth has been locked up. It was hundreds of years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm losing track of my own timeline here.
300 if I remember right.
I think so too. So it's been roughly 300 years. Okay.
So that's good, man. You did a good thing here. You tell me what you did with the thing. The Lantern Works in Pittsburgh. It did have the crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Don't shoot me.
Is he laughing?
Yeah, he's laughing with you.
I'm going to shoot.
I knew it. And so you're driving along and it's like, mama, you're changing the station up there, and you had heard the first shot, and then in through the window comes crawling Servo.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Mex.
Yeah.
He did say that Belvin knew, but with me back,
yeah,
not
and I
back
have a
there,
feeling that second shot was Bale.
Yeah, no, the second shot happens after Servo comes in and you guys are talking, and then it goes.
Well, we're gonna have to be a little bit harder on Calcuta moving forward, I think.
Okay, you're driving into town and he's shooting people in the back. You literally just like, okay, you know how like you're first driving into a town, you know, there's like the first like a convenience store, and you start to see a couple of buildings before you get to the main city. You're in next to that convenience store, like right now. There's a couple of guys out hanging around, like recharging the fuel cells on their hover bikes. Your truck goes by.
So I slam on the brakes
Ow! My nose!
with the hope that would happen, and I walk back and I look at Calcuto.
Who's in his cell now, who's in a cage now with 3 dead bodies.
Now I have a feeling you might know something I don't.
These sons of bitches just killed each other.
Yeah, I'm sure
That is
they
not
did.
true.
I could totally see little Servo just standing next to him. That's not true.
You're a terrible robot.
Now you know I'm the one who gets to let you out of this cage, right?
Yes. But you're definitely going to let me out of the cage.
Depends on how much you're worth when we get into town and how much you're willing to tell me.
Aha. See, now we've got some negotiating to do, huh?
You are gonna tell me.
I think so, yes. These two back here, they've been super quiet.
They kind of like get back into the corner of the cage, the last 2 guys that are still there.
And I walk to the 2 in the back and I say, "Now listen, I can't promise you're gonna make it into town. You want it dead or alive?"
Calcuto? Oh,
No,
no,
the two in the back.
They can be brought in dead or alive.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I look at them, and then I look at the poster, and I say, "Calcuto, they're worth more alive." And I walk back up to the front and keep driving into town.
Okay.
Back scratch.
Do
Mm-hmm.
do we have an idea of time frame? This is still early afternoon, or
No,
is
we're
it getting more
this is
toward
early.
evening?
This is early evening now. So you've been playing cards with Steve-O for a couple of hours, easy.
Yeah.
You're going.
Yeah, because I
into
know that it leaves at 10, doesn't it? So we're getting close to launch time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someday I'm going to play a lawful good character.
What the fuck ever, dude? You know that's not gonna happen.
We should. Our
Be the
next
most-
campaign should be called Choir Boys.
That'll become the worst one yet. There is no way in hell. That would be such a boring character if you played a good guy, Tony.
Oh, but he'd be conflicted about it. Don't get me wrong. It'd be hard for him not to kill people.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, how well do I know Van?
You've been to Van a number of times. Calcuto, you've been here too. Like I said,
Probably not a good way, though.
yeah, Leone 4 is got roughly like 5 spaceports on the entire planet. So
All right.
there's not a lot, and this is one of them.
Now, how close is the sheriff's office to that spaceport?
I wouldn't say terribly far, because even though it's a city, it's not a huge city. So at maybe at best 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to the sheriff's office first.
With
Is there any way to play like a Russian roulette with a laser pistol?
yeah, you
It's
got to
okay if
you got to
know.
jerry rig it to switch between stun and laser. Like it does it automatically. You don't know which one it is.
That's no good on this one. I gnawed off the stun setting with my teeth because I'm never going to use it.
Yeah, because somewhere in Calcuto's mind, it makes it shoot stronger.
Now it doesn't have to worry about being stunned. Sometimes it can be deadly all the time.
All right, so you're gonna drive up to the sheriff's office with Calcuto in the cage.
I'm gonna pull up like far enough away that I have a minute to talk to him.
Okay,
But
so-
only a minute. I don't want him to feel like he's got all the time. So
Okay,
I'm gonna drive up close enough.
Okay, you're a couple blocks. We'll say you pull into some alley a couple blocks away from it.
All right, and I'll get out and walk to the back. Now I'm going to catch a ship. You can either be on that ship or you can be in this cage. What would you like?
Ooh, you need to take me because I'm the one that knows where we're going.
Hell yeah. But me and Korvac...
You hear from the back cage the two guys that hadn't said anything yet. They go, "We heard. If you let us out, you can take us, stranger."
Right. I start walking towards the people in the back, and I look at him with his gun, and I go, "I think if I talk to you, you're not going to live much longer."
Well, pull your gun on him. Keep him from shooting us.
It sounded like he wasn't going to keep pressing the issue, but do I need
I really prefer to take someone who knows how to do what we're going to need to do when we get down there.
Turn these stupid ones in for the money.
I'd love to. Now you just need to tell me where we're going.
We're going to Earth.
A little more specific.
Nah, I can't be more specific until we're standing on the Earth.
Well, then I'll have a conversation with Korax, and I'm sure she'll tell me where we're going. You have a nice day.
You're going to talk to Korax.
And I'll start, get back in the front and drive right up to the ship.
Son of a bitch.
Okay. You pull up to the front of the sheriff's office, and a sheriff comes out. Now, this is a large... It's sort of like a police precinct. Okay, it's 2 stories. Instead of there being like horses out front, there's like a parking spaces, and there's police hover bikes are parked out there. And when you pull that truck up, one of the sheriffs comes out. One of the deputies comes out and comes walking down the stairs, comes over to the truck, comes to the driver's side window. He's looking up at you and like, "Howdy."
Howdy. I must warn you, you're going to want to stay up here for a minute till I get the fellas in back. Calm down. One of them happened to get a hold of a blaster. You gotta keep your distance for a moment. And I'll try and say that as quietly as possible so that Calcudo can't hear me.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll stay right here. And he's like,
I'll get him wrangled.
You're now that is the stranger infamous too?
No.
Okay.
Of course not, son of a bitch.
When you are getting out of the hover truck, getting ready to like go to the back, the sheriff's kind of like, "This looks like a Pinky and Yellow's rig. You
yeah,
working with them?
Let me borrow it for this run. We teamed up for a little while. It's getting scarce out there."
Huh. Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and get those fellas in the back taken care of, and
I'll get them.
I'll go get
down.
me.
You want to keep the public away? It's might
not a problem. I'm gonna go get some fellas to help out with this. And he turns and he starts heading back towards.
All right, you take your time, and I'll still briskly walking back, not running, but
right, walking with purpose, as they call it.
Well,
Gotcha.
Calcuto, this is where we split ways.
But you need to take me with you. All right.
I'd love to, but I'm in a hurry.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
We're going to Pittsburgh. You get to
That
be
sounds like a terrible place. You'll fit right in, and I unlock the cage. I say, now we better hurry, because all they know is shit's about to go down. We have a bit of a minute to get out of here. Now you better. Step 2. Servo, come on.
I'll run.
And I'm going to try and slip into an alleyway.
He drops out. I was about to say he drops out and runs on all fours, doesn't he?
Well, he always starts running on his 2 feet, but then
he kind of slowly goes into the 4-legged. All right, cool. All right. So you guys start running away. You make it across the street over to there's like some alleys and stuff. You can like.
I stop just as I'm about to head into the alley and I say, "One of them got away. I'll go get him. You take care of these ones."
Okay. As you reach that alley, they're just coming out of the door.
Perfect.
Of the station, so they didn't see you. But there was 6 of them, and they all had They all had blaster rifles with them.
I say, one went that way, the other one went this way. I get him, you get them.
And they all look at you. Okay, so when you scream that from across the street, they go, "There he is! You fellas go after him. I'll take care of the truck." And 5 of them start running towards the alley.
Well, it was worth a try, and I
It was.
pulled up my blaster, fired at their feet, run into the alley after Calcuto.
Okay, give me a blaster.
Guys, rolling for the night. Let's roll some
It'll be
dice.
bumped. It's going to be bumped up 1 difficulty. Okay, that still makes it. It still makes it.
Awesome.
Okay, it sends them scattering. They all go for cover.
And
Okay.
I'm following Calcuto and just not looking back over my shoulder. I'm just running towards the spaceport.
Is not what I expected.
Okay.
Yeah, me either.
All right, so you guys are ducking and weaving. Like I said, you guys have been here before. It's not like Van's an unknown city to you, so you're able to weave and bob and make it your way through back alleys and what have you until you get to where the spaceport is. There's a ticket window. Just like if you ever seen in the old westerns where the train would come up and there's the building with the little ticket taker and it's got the barred windows.
I need
and
to
stuff.
shoot somebody. No, I better not. Maybe we buy tickets.
I'll
I have a question. Nope, I'm not going to ask it.
Maybe
Okay,
you
go ahead.
buy.
I'll how close are we? Do we run right up to this place? We would have had the presence of mind to stop in the alleyway
Yes.
briefly, right?
Yeah,
say-
you the first thing you wanted to do was shake your tail, right? As in the guys following you,
Yes.
not
I've got
Calcuto.
the real tail. Don't confuse
So
me.
I'll stop very briefly, tear a strip off of my poncho, and hand it to Calcuto. Cover yourself up, goddammit. And sort of wrap it around his face.
How about this? This is even better because the stranger is never without a poncho. You've got a backup poncho.
Perfect.
It's in like this fanny pack. Okay.
This smells bad. Smells like whiskey and failure.
That's best tailor in on all of Leone. And I head towards the ticket stand.
Okay. All right. So you guys make it to the ticket stand. There's like a display outside talking about when different vessels are coming in and leaving. Almost all of the stuff that's coming in and leaving, though, this is all industrial. So these are the ships that are coming in, picking up the ore and the different types of raw materials that are mined on Leone for, because that's what it's known for. There's only one passenger ship. It's the Big Red. It's the Wells Traveling Fargo. Did I get it right that time? I think it's different. I think I said it different that time. Ship. And it's leaving in, let's see, you guys get in. It's 5 o'clock, we'll say. And in 4 hours, it's going to leave. Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well,
we'll say
hopefully
6.
they don't
It's 6.
start searching.
We'll say it's 6 o'clock, so 3 hours. It's going to leave. But there's the ticket window.
All right. Well, we need to get inside, so I'll step up and I'll. We need 2 tickets. We're heading to Liberty Station.
Okay, there's a lady inside. She's got a big old pile of hair. Maybe trying to be a beehive. We're not really sure. There's different like pencils and like pens and all kinds of different stuff stuck into it. She's like, 2? Is that droid yours? Is that robot? I can't say droids. Is that robot yours?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I gotta
3.
pay. She fit and carry on.
No, it's a robot. It doesn't qualify as carry on.
I'll go.
Okay, that's 50 credits apiece.
All right.
That's pretty expensive.
What do I have for credits?
I don't know. Did we even have that on your sheet?
I think. You know
I
what?
have a credit space, I thought.
I have a credit space, but I don't have.
I don't think we ever established how much credits all you guys had.
Yeah.
I
So
don't think so.
this is what we're going to do. I want each of you to roll me 4 D100s.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh.
177.
Okay. Correct, you got 190 credits. Look at Calcuto. He's got 210. Okay, that's how many credits each one of you guys got. Okay. And you remember, this is the way it works, is everybody, you have basically their data sticks. Now you can just disperse the credits onto different data sticks, however you want to do it, or credit sticks. But as of right now, because you can add and subtract from one stick. So you've got one stick, each of you have one stick that has that amount on it. Okay?
Okay.
Now, Calcuto's was taken from him. Did you give it back to him? Along with all his stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured as much.
Back.
Yeah, they stripped you of all your stuff when they put you in the cage, man.
I've got my blasters back, sir.
Honorable fellow. Well, I'll pay for myself. I want to see if I can have any sort of negotiating skills.
Mm-hmm. What's your backgrounds, too? Don't forget about that. You can use your backgrounds in place of skills.
I don't think either of mine are going to apply. My occupation, right? Like the
yes, occupation.
That stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do any of that. But, yeah, I don't have anything that I think is going to help me get in servo for any cheaper.
Okay.
Shit, I don't want to spend 100 credits on this shit, but servo's got to go with me. So, well,
don't leave it behind.
Is this where do I live on this planet?
Yeah, I
got a base here.
Yeah, I'll say you have a home here.
Some sort of hut.
Little hovel. But I mean, this is the space. This is, you could travel between a number of different places. So it's up to you whether or not you actually live on Leone 4 or on a different planet.
I think he at least has he's been made a bit of a place here and say, hey, listen, Servo, I think you're gonna need to catch the next ride back home. I'm tagged.
Okay, Servo, roll me 6 D100.
6.
If I can, holy cow.
We did establish that Servo was AI. He was Artie. He had the Artie virus or not.
No, Servo was just a robot.
Okay, then never mind.
Okay, good, because I don't think I did it right.
No, it did pop up. So, yeah. Okay, so he's got no... Yeah. He's not sentient. He has a programmed personality, and then that's it.
I think it's best you stay here. I don't know if you're likely to catch something if we go down there with you. You understand?
That's true.
Yeah.
You would definitely catch the AI virus on Earth. That place is rampant with it. There are no robots on Earth. There's only Arties. So.
Right. So I mean, I'd give him a tip of the hat and fall in place. I mean.
Okay. All right, sir.
I don't like sending that robot off. My good luck charm.
Your good luck charm's not worth 50 credits.
Nope.
I mean, he's a gambler, but he's not that kind of gambler. Not taking you to Earth kind of gambler.
Looking out for your best interest.
I mean, I on the fact that get the virus alone would, yeah.
Now, and on a meta level, I have a feeling you'll be around more often once we get on that ship.
You are correct, sir.
Wait, you don't want me to use two characters?
Just lightening the load for you a little bit. And I'll turn to Calcuto and be like, now listen, that thing watches my back, and I know you're not going to. So at the very least you can do is not shoot me in my back.
Okay. That's a promise I can make. When I shoot you, it won't be in the back.
That's all I can ask for. And I'll pay my 50 credits and walk through the gate.
She gives you a ticket. Here you go. Boarding's in 2 hours.
Well, thank you, miss.
Okay.
So now I'm down to 160 credits.
Oh, hello.
I did get 500 credits for finding from Garna, so I am higher.
That's
than
right.
What I rolled tonight.
So
Yeah.
go ahead and add that to it.
Yeah.
So you're swimming in the credits right now,
Mhm.
which makes sense. I mean, you're a bad
Right.
guy. Come on, let's be honest here. Okay. All right. So you guys got your tickets. The rocket's over on the tarmac. There's like some trucks around it, tubes hanging out of it, and all this different stuff. And these things are big. It's really big. So it's like NASA. When they shoot off the old Apollos and all that different shit. It's like that. So it's a big rocket. So.
Oh fuck. That'll be fun.
Yeah. So what are you guys gonna do for 2 hours? You're gonna just gotta.
I'm assuming it's like hanging out at an Amtrak station, right? Like it's.
Yeah. There is. Yeah.
They play you those safety videos on the screens.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
if someone on the train has an automatic rifle, excuse me, what?
Yes.
You really need a video for this?
Yep. So there you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll just sit and watch those, read Cowboy Magazine or whatever the fuck they have.
Okay.
At
There's
the-
Space Cowboy and Space Cigar and a number of other these yeah magazines on the tables and whatnot. All right. So we're gonna switch back over and go to the Dusty Wheel Tavern.
Right.
Okay. You guys are just sitting there playing cards,
Right.
drinking. Steve-O's close to drunk.
God damn. Well, Steve-O, when were you expecting them?
Yeah. What?
When were you expecting Mex and Belvin?
What time was it? Huh. Should have been here by now. That's all right. The rocket isn't leaving for another 3 hours.
I don't think you can handle another 3 hours.
What are you talking about?
Are there like big horse troughs out front?
There's big lizard troughs out front.
Oh, right. I forgot about the lizards.
There's
Yeah.
riding lizards. Yeah.
I think it's time for you to sober up.
I'm not drunk. I'm fine. What? It's not time. Is it time to go?
Yes, it's time to go.
All right, let's go. Wait a minute. Belvin and Mex, they're not here.
I don't think they're coming here.
Well, then there's no reason to get on the rocket.
We need to find where we're going.
Well, I told you, it's Earth, but I don't know where on Earth. You're just going to go and search the planet? That doesn't seem right. And right about then, in through the door come 4 deputies. They got blaster rifles with them, and they come in, and one of them goes, "All right, nobody move. Everybody stay where you're at. Got some desperados running around the city here. We just need to come through and take a look." And they start walking around, and they're like going to the tables and stuff, and they got compads, and like, and they're like, you can tell that they're looking at the compad, and then they're looking at people and stuff as they walk around, right?
With my increased senses, what is it called? My cute senses. Can I decipher what picture they're looking at?
You
Or
gonna get
pictures.
up and go over to take a look at it? It's not like a hologram that pops up or anything. It's just on the pad, and they're holding the pad as they walk around looking. One is
Right,
coming
yeah.
over to you guys, though.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would make an attempt at seeing it, yes, and try to be stealthy about it, but.
Okay. All right, go ahead, and you've got stealth, right?
Probably. Let's see here.
I mean, you have to explain, first of all, how you're... I mean, because you're in the middle of a lit bar. How are you going to perform this? You can't just, like, go sneaking up behind the guy and then look over his shoulder.
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm talking about from far, maybe across the way. As they're turning, I can, like, look at what their pad says. I'm not trying to get closer to them.
Super, super hard. Let's pull up the difficulty rating. I won't say no, but I am going to say it's going to be really hard. So let's take a look. So this is going to be, yep.
And I mean,
I'm going to drop the difficulty at 35.
could I use hearing instead to hear if they're talking about it? Or are they just kind of looking?
They're just looking. They're not really talking about it. They're just like going through and looking as they're doing. So if go ahead, and basically what we're going to do is you have to roll whatever your
I was never going to find it.
Perception.
Do you want me to just use perception?
Well, does your acute senses just give you a bump down in the difficulty?
Okay.
That's what that's going to do. So.
And it's a 30.
35.
Oh, 35.
Yeah, that's with the bump down.
Can I use 2 fate points to bring it down to
totally can
25?
You can spend 2 fate points on any roll.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get it.
So 25. So no, you don't get it. And basically, because it's a screen, it's got some glare on it. They're moving around. It's super, super hard to do. So
then I'll turn from my chair and I'll get up and I'll go to one of them and say, "Who are you looking for? Maybe I could help."
Let's give a roll here and see something first. Let me put that up. Bloop. Pull that up. Oh, I don't want to do that. Hey.
You're all better than me.
I know. So you get up and you start walking over there, and the guys are like, "Hey, I know you. You're Korax, ain't you? You're that bounty hunter. You're that..." Hold on. I prefer this. "You're that bounty killer, ain't you?"
That's me. Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you can help us. Now, we got this here video, and it's like he goes over. He's actually showing you the compad. He brings up the screen and he shows a really rough picture of the stranger. So basically, you're seeing the hat and the scarf and all that different stuff. But it's there's no real detail to it whatsoever. So it says, "We're looking for this here fella, but there's a couple of he looks like he hijacked a couple of bounty hunters. Maybe you know him, a couple of arties named well, see, these guys wouldn't be arties. They'd been droids. They would have had to have been working for somebody, because arties are illegal.
They're still programmed.
Yeah, it was programmed. There's a couple of bounty hunter droids named Yella and Pinky that were working, collecting bounties out around here, and this fella seems to have hijacked their rig and a bunch of their bounties. 2 of them were left alive, though, and they were able to tell us that one of these," and he flips through the screen, and he flips to a picture of this cheesy smiling rat guy. Says here that this fella, Calcuto, was in the cage and but working with this other fella that nobody knows what his name is, and you know who both of these guys are, even with the obscure. You're like, that guy. He's basically, everybody just calls him the stranger because he's never given anybody his name. Nobody knows what his real name is. Now and then Calcuto, because you've caught Calcuto before, and he escaped.
Almost.
No, see, what I would like to say happened is he's just a dirty criminal, and I wouldn't go after him. He's just makes my metal crawl.
Oh, you don't think he's worth the time and effort?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he may think that I've ever been on his tail, but that's never been the case.
All right. That's cool. Basically, it says that they're coming into town looking for a fella by the name of Steve-O. You know who that is? Let's give a roll. I gotta give a roll. I gotta give a roll. Okay, this is all right. I got it. Oh, you failed. All right, excellent.
Oh shit! and it's more than it's a critical fail, right?
That's what we decided. It's a critical fail, yeah. So you hear from behind you, "Hey, I'm Steve-O." And he looks around you, and he looks at Steve-O sitting there, and he's got a beer in his hand. And, what? Well, fella, we need to talk to you. Seems your friend Belvin and Mex that were in these cages done got gunned down by these two. Why don't you come with us and we'll talk with you? And they go over and they're starting to arrest him. And
what can he give you? What he's been here with me this entire time.
Well, that's what
we've been playing cards.
So he's a friend of yours then?
Yes, we're acquaintances.
Well, why don't you come along with us too, Korvax? And you see the other the other three deputies come getting a little bit closer, and you see one of them. He like puts his blaster rifle in the crook of his arm, and you see him go. Now you're not wanted. You're not wanted for anything. And as far as you know, Steve-O isn't wanted for anything. Okay, just so you know. And so the deputy that you're talking to is like, now, we just need to talk to people connected with this here. The two fellas that are in the cages, they were spinning a pretty wild yarn about something about the first minister and Earth and digital stacks and things along these lines. So we want y'all to see. You guys should have totally gunned down those dudes in the back. They're singing like canaries, trying to make it easier on themselves.
Hey, if you wouldn't have pushed me right to the limit, I would have turned them in and dropped him off around the corner.
It's your fault, Calcuto.
My fault.
Yep.
I was gonna shoot him.
You should have.
Quick sidebar.
Okay.
Quick sidebar. It's really fun playing with other PCs that you can't trust.
Isn't it, though? Because you don't know what's going to happen.
What you talking about?
So, that deputy goes, well, why don't y'all come on over to the station? We go talk, see what we can figure out about this here. I mean, we got some murders. Hell, the reports were that they done gunned down one of these guys inside the city limits even. So why don't you just come on?
This story as well as I do. The minister's stack was destroyed. She's not somewhere hidden on Earth. They are out of their minds. Insane. Are you kidding me? You're going to waste our time with this.
Well, there's this little thing called the law. And we got to follow protocol. So why don't you come along with us? We're just going to go across the street. We'll go talk a little bit, figure it out. Now, you're looking up at the clock. You've got 3 hours before the spaceship launches. So,
well, I'm not going to go easy with them. That's for sure. I think this is stupid that they're trying to bring us in on the ramblings of a crazy person who's a criminal.
Right. Shoot him.
Okay, you did say that to him. It's like, well, Korax, I understand, but like I said, we work according to the law. The law says that, well, we just need to talk a little bit. So we would really appreciate if you come over and talk with us a little bit. I mean, you're friends with someone who's associated with killers who've just been killing people inside the city limits. Tell us what we need to, answer a couple questions for us, and then that'll be fine. Unless, of course, something else turns up. You understand.
Do I look over at Steve-O? What does he look like? Is he slumped over?
Yeah, he's on it. He's all. And there's basically, no, he's not even slumped over. He's being held up by two of these deputies.
Yeah.
So he's got they got his arm, around each, and they're going to carry him across to the.
Well, obviously he's in absolutely no state to give you any sort of answers. I met him not even that long ago, and
but you just said that he was a friend of yours.
I said we've been playing cards all night.
Well, you said acquaintance, and he hits his compad. Yes. You could say that I'm an acquaintance with him. I didn't tell you I was recording this. I'm sorry. According to the law,
when you're playing cards with someone, don't you talk? Don't you become acquaintances?
Fair enough. Well, see, then it should be super easy. You just come over, you answer a couple of questions real quick, and then after that, you can go on your way, come back here, start playing cards with your next friend.
I'll tell you my answers to a couple of the questions. I know nothing.
Excellent. Now just come over to the station with us and tell us over there, and then everything will be fine.
You've got it recorded. That's all you need.
One of the other deputies goes, sounds like she's got something to hide.
Shoot him now. Now shoot him.
Did you like that, Grace?
No, that was Korax. That was completely Korax. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead and try to, because I need fucking, what the hell?
You got like persuasion or intimidation? You got some skill that you can roll on here? Because like you could subtly intimidate them. I mean, your infamy would give you a bonus to that, actually.
Right. I'm surprised. There is survival, I would say, would be the closest thing.
No, we would just do it off of a stat if that's the case. Let me take a look at your sheet right quick. Let's see what we got here.
I mean, streetwise was your way.
Streetwise, we could use. You do have intimidation. Okay. Now remember, on the sheet, mechanical is actually charisma. Because I couldn't change it. You have command at a D4, but you also have intimidate at a D5. Now command, you can use, basically what command does is basically you're going to tell them what they're supposed to do, and it just like following orders. You know what I mean?
Right, like leave us alone.
Yeah, and basically that's how command works. I mean, you can use it on people who are not under your command. Or you can intimidate them, which is basically threaten them in some sort of way, which you could try either of those. Intimidation is higher than your command, but
well, I mean, right now I would say I am trying to intimidate them.
Hi, Quintia, man. I didn't see that you were on.
I'll go ahead and roll in intimidation. Do I know what the hardness is right now?
Difficulty of this is going to be a straight up, let me just do a factor. They're there, they're doing their job. That would be...
I do have
infamy. It's just going to be 10. It's just going to be a 10. Because your infamy is going to counterbalance their doing their job bonus. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Their job bonus.
All right.
Oh,
I got 19.
Yeah, because they have the law on their side. You know what I mean? So, like, they're doing their job. They're justified in asking them. It's not like they came over and said, give me your beer. You know, like, fuck you, it's my beer. Okay. So, yeah. So, you're going to intimidate them? How are you intimidating them? This is what I want to hear now.
You'll regret bringing me into that station. We've got to go. And I'll grab him.
And they, like, start looking... The guys are looking at each other and whatever, and... Okay, you made the roll. So basically,
it's good. Yeah.
They don't stop you, is what happens. You tell them that, and you tell them in that kind of way where they realize that you're serious. That if they try to interfere,
like my eyes glow a little bit.
Yeah, you're a cyborg. You can do that sort of shit. Yeah. Sure, why not? Basically, you're letting them know you try anything, it's going to be something serious goes down. And so they get that. So when you go over and you take Steve-O away from them, by the way, I'm just going to put it out there. If you knew what Steve-O knew,
I know.
You could just give it to him.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I'm aware.
Okay. All right. So you grab him, and then where are you going to go?
I'm going to dunk his head in the trough out front, and then we're going to walk over to the station.
Okay, so he gets you get him back up. You know, he's a little bit more coherent. He can walk at least on his own. You just have to like right him every once in a while, keep him from bumping into you, and then grab him every once in a while from straying too far off to the right. But Okay,
enough.
and then you go over to the sheriff's.
No. Sorry, the Liberty Station, not Liberty Station, the ticket booth.
The ticket booth. Okay, so you guys you go walking over to the ticket booth. Okay, so this is awesome. Okay, so you go up to the ticket booth window, and there's Mabel.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
One ticket, please.
There's two of you.
I fork over the $100 or whatever.
It's 100 credits. Okay.
Yeah, 100 credits.
Gotcha. And basically, what it is, you hold up your stick, and then they hold up another stick, and you touch the sticks.
Oh yeah, we touch the sticks.
Don't say anything, Tony.
No.
You touch the sticks, and it transfers the credits. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. Okay,
The
so
miming was what got me that time.
right,
Yeah.
I know.
Like they're.
I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna
Yeah,
do it.
I know.
You know
It's
that
really hard.
Sergio Leone movie, Fistful of Dollars.
Yes.
This is what would this be?
You have to do it now, Will.
There you go.
All right.
It's Fistful of Sticks.
Fistful of sticks. Okay, so all right, you get the tickets, and now what are you gonna do? You've still got, and she tells you, it's like, boarding will be in an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of hang around, wait for it to get here.
There's a waiting
But-
room. I mean, there's a waiting room with chairs and different stuff, and Steve-O's kind of like swaying, like he's,
Yeah,
he could probably use a sit down and a sleep.
sounds good. Oh, yeah, we'll put him somewhere in a chair, and I'll just kind of keep my eyes out for
Gotcha.
things, people, certain desperados that are now running rampant that I know are bad news.
So, Corvax buys the tickets, takes them, puts them in her pocket, what have you, goes over to the door, swings them open, pulling our man Steve-O in with her. Hold on a second. What am I looking for? As you go entering into the
Map.
yeah, no map, not yet. As you go walking into the waiting area, you stop. There, sitting in two chairs, are none other than the stranger. And even though his rat ass is wrapped up in a poncho, you know for a fact it's Calcuto. Now you guys are sitting in there reading some magazines, and you hear the door open, so both of you kind of like pull the magazines down and look over, and there is Corvax holding on to another guy, which, you know, he's a drunk dude, but you don't know who he is.
Did they ever mention their friend?
Yeah, they were saying that they were coming to town
To meet with
Steve-O. And Mex, before he got shot by Calcuto, he was trying to say, look, here's the deal. I need you. He was talking to the strangers, like, Corax is on the case, and he's been following, remember, he told you he's been following Steve-O. So it would be totally within your right idea to think that the drunk dude that's with Corax is Steve-O.
I'll turn to Calcuto and say, well, now, I think it's in our best interest that we keep Pittsburgh between you and me.
All right, I get what you're saying. Go kill him, right?
Hey. No, man, we're...
No, I got the little vibro blade. I just give him a little shake in the side, you know.
Steve-O there is our best chance of finding out what Corax knows. So you keep him alive.
All right, you're clever then.
Obviously,
I guess so.
we're not standing in front of the door or anything. We went and sat down, and I would be leaning over to.
Late anyway.
Steve-O and just leaning in and like, I need to know more of what you know.
Now, did you see us?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah, Korak saw you, looked right at you, walked in with her prize, stuck it in the chair, and sat down next to him.
I seriously think I should maybe go over there and stab him as I'm walking by.
Steve-O's like, okay, well, what you need to know?
Shoot them now.
What type of pod is it in?
Oh, well, you see, it's Prosec. Did I tell you that we were on a hopper? It was a space hopper. That's where we took them off the planet. Let's see. And he's like looking in his pockets and stuff. He's like, hold on a sec. Ah! Oh, that's gum. He's like, yeah. Oh, I wrote it down. And and he starts unfolding a piece of paper.
Can I snatch it out of his hand
you
before
totally
he actually
can. This
opens
dude's
it?
drunk as hell. You
yes, yes.
Okay, you snagged it out of his hand. He goes, hey, don't be rude. I could, hey, we're not in the tavern.
No, we're on our way.
Where are we going?
I think you need to go home and to sleep.
What are you talking about? I gotta be somewhere. I don't remember. Maybe if I just let it. Can I? And he starts like leaning over. That's not bucket chairs. It's like a big long bench, and he just starts leaning over onto the bench, and he's just like, he's laying down, and he like brings his feet up.
Yeah. All right.
He's gonna start taking a nap.
All right. Sounds good. I'll open the
fire.
I'll unfold the piece of paper, trying to do it discreetly. Obviously, not wanting to draw a lot of attention to myself or anything.
Well, Calcuto and the stranger, I'm sure, are watching you like a hawk. They're just like.
Yeah, I mean, right, but I don't want other people noticing.
Gotcha. Okay, you open up the piece of paper, and it's got a model number on it.
Yeah.
And it's got a transponding code.
And I mean, I'm assuming this means something to me as well because I am Prosec, yeah.
It does. Essentially what it is that you can plug in that information and turn that music down a little bit. Well, it helps if I turn down the right music, though. That was a little bit loud. There we go. Yeah, so essentially what it is it's the serial number of the escape pod. The transponder code is essentially you can do escape pods when they're shot out and they land somewhere. They send out a code, generally saying, pod down, so that you can find it and pick it up. Zoom in on it.
Yeah.
Provided it's not been deactivated.
Right.
And I'm going to do a different one here. That's not.
Now, over on the other side of the room, hey, Calcuto, how do you want to play this thing, man?
Those two back there?
We need what they got, man.
We could follow him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Maybe we just try to be a little stealthy and take a look where they go.
Well, the thing is, we're going to need to get down to the planet.
Nah, that's not the thing, though. That's not the thing. Getting down to the planet, don't even think about that. That's no problem. It's getting back up. That's the problem.
I guess you are a wanted criminal. They're going to want to send you there anyways.
Exactly.
The other thing is, you guys only know half of the information.
Yeah, that's the other part, yeah.
Why we got to follow them?
I only know half of the information.
I think the situation we are in is we can't follow her because we know where to go.
That's right.
She only knows what we're looking for.
So maybe they follow us. That's what we do.
You just turned into Chico Marx there.
His accent goes everywhere he wants to go.
So they follow us. We just became the Marx Brothers. I can't believe
God.
it.
And that's awful because Chico wasn't the
All we got to do is go over there and shoot the guy.
Yeah. We don't have a Groucho. We just have a Chico. And two of the one that got kicked out of the group.
Just for the record, just so you know, all Chico ever did was repeat whatever was said to it. That was it. We got to go over there, Chico. We got to go over there. Yes, we got to go over there and grab the thing. Got to go over there and grab the thing.
My favorite line. I know we for anyone who's tuned in for the first time, we tend to get off track occasionally.
What?
My favorite line of his is when when Groucho says to him, "Yeah, it's right here. It's the sanity clause." And he says, "You can't fool me. There ain't no sanity clause." I really love the Marx Brothers.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
All right. Anyways, fuck. I guess we will figure it out once we're just playing this one fast and loose.
We make sure they follow us, and then once we get there, we turn the tables on them.
You know, actually, I don't know if I'm losing my mind or if you're starting to make sense. That's not the worst idea I ever heard.
That's right, because I got the good ideas. So get big rat brain.
All right. I'll go back to reading my magazine.
Okay. So you guys are just going to hang out in here then until it's time to board?
I know it's a small space, and it's a spaceship and everything. It's like an airplane cockpit, kind of a big.
It's big.
Oh.
Think of the best way to think of these passenger rockets, okay? Think of an Old West train where it's got the passenger car, it's got a bar car, it's got a dining car. So essentially, there are different cubes or sections of the rocket that function for this.
Well, I'm a pretty stealthy.
Yeah.
Is there any chance I could sneak over to the drunk guy?
Corax is sitting right next to him.
That's why I asked to say sneak.
Okay, explain to me how you're going to sneak, and then we'll see if you can if you roll.
I was thinking about it like an airplane thing, and I'm a small creature.
Oh, once we're on.
Once you're on. Gotcha. I don't...
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So then when everybody's sitting down and things getting ready to take off, I can sneak like under the seat because I'm a little small thing.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of opportunity to sneak around.
Yeah,
It's
sneak
4
around.
feet long.
He's a big rat. Well, that means...
I'm going to sneak over next to the drunk guy.
Okay. Well, you guys aren't on the ship yet.
Why we're not on the ship yet? Let's get moving.
Okay, because it's not time for boarding. You had
It was time for boarding 3 hours ago.
you guys, when you sat down, and then I switched scenes, and we went to the other scene, and then we came back. 15 minutes had passed. So
I thought we were on the ship.
no, it's an hour. You guys are in the waiting room of basically the where you buy the tickets.
Can I sneak around in here?
That's why I want to know how you're going to sneak around in here when there's somebody sitting across from you watching you.
They watching me?
I don't know. Korax, are you watching Koto, who you know is a known?
I mean,
yeah.
yes, I am gazing the room. Though.
And keep in mind, Korax, you know this because the deputies just told you this in the bar. They shot and killed Belvin and Mex. So.
Right.
And now they're on
I know exactly why they're here.
And now they're waiting for a rocket to go to Liberty Station? Right? Okay. So, think of a Greyhound bus station, man. That's what you're in. So how are you going to sneak around with Korax sitting there watching you?
I'll excuse myself to go to the terrible restroom.
I get up to get an egg salad sandwich from one of those revolving
Okay.
machines.
Okay, so they get up to go separate ways. What are you going to do there, Corax?
I mean, just continue watching, I suppose, being cognizant of where they are.
That's
But
what I figure. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
I don't intend to. Well, I mean, maybe closer to. Never mind. I'm just sitting for now.
Okay. But you are keeping an eye on them.
Right.
Okay.
To the best of my ability, obviously.
Gotcha. Okay. So you get your sandwich, and then
I'm actually gonna stroll over in the direction of Corax.
okay.
Well, fancy seeing you here. It's been a while.
I could say the same for you.
When they get into a conversation, I want to sneak over without them noticing me.
Okay. So now we have contested roles. So you go ahead.
I will intentionally stand on the opposite side
I
because
got
he's
you.
been expressing his interest in sneaking over there.
I know exactly what you're doing. Okay. So basically, Calcuto, you're gonna roll your sneak.
I'm
Yeah,
going
I do also
stealth.
have acute hearing.
Yes,
So.
exactly. So basically, we'll just say that's going to add a die for you, okay, on your roll. So go ahead and roll your perception there, Corax, and then whatever your perception is, add an additional dice.
Okay.
Going to roll my stealth.
And
Roll
then
that stuff.
Ah, that's a terrible roll.
what did you roll?
So let's
A
see.
29. You rolled a 29.
You
I need
now-
to roll another 6.
Yep, your perception. Yep.
Oh, which exploded, and I don't have exploding on. There we go. So it's another 11. So the same.
The
Is it
exact
29?
same.
29. Yeah.
So basically, what happens is this is how I envision it, and then you guys tell me how close I am here. Oops, I froze this up. Hold on, let me get free this. There we go. So this is what I envision what happened. The stranger came over, stood in front of Corax. He's got his sandwich in his hand, and he's talking to him. And Corax is just looking at him. And, behind, because you don't really make any noise as far as Calcuto thinks. And Calcuto's doing the coming up behind him. And then Corax just says something about, yeah, and your friend right there sneaking up behind me.
Right. I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, so he's there.
Are you guys gonna make this difficult?
Every step of the way.
I have a feeling we're gonna need to work together or against each other at some point. So for now,
Let's work together.
do what we can. And I'm gonna because I forgot that I actually have an addiction as a disadvantage here, so I'm gonna turn around and walk back to the cigarette machine.
Oh, that's right. You gotta.
I thought you were gonna
pack
say
of-
the egg salad sandwiches.
No, get a pack of have an addiction to egg salad.
Yeah, is it cigarillos?
Irritable bowel syndrome. I get a pack of Space Camels.
Space
And,
Camel.
Space Camel Lights, or I guess they called Camel Blues now, right? Because they can't
I don't
call
know.
your cigarettes light anymore.
Right.
Isn't that a thing for you guys?
I think that's
Correct.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, it is correct.
Yeah, it was smoke.
We haven't been able to do that forever, but you guys still have lights for a long time. Anyways, Camel Blues, because he smokes a lot of them, so he's gonna go for the light cigarettes. Anyone else here Anyone else a former smoker by any chance? Okay.
Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Me too. When I was in the States, that was my brand, Camel Blues. I get a pack of those, head back to my seat. Can you smoke in a spaceport in the future?
Oh yeah, you can. This is
It's
the
like
old.
a casino.
This is the old West space station. So yeah.
He's just gonna chain smoke until the fucking ship shows up.
Okay. So obviously something's been worked out between you guys, and then you hear from outside of the building. All right, we done got the whole place surrounded. We know you're up in there.
Look to Calcuno.
They must be looking for you.
I think they're looking for you, but
Now we don't want to have to start shooting up the place, but we will if we got to. We got this here gas. I forget what it's called, T74-3X or some shit like that. I could shoot that in there. It's gonna fuck up your nervous systems.
we got the hillbilly SWAT hanging outside.
How do we get on the ship then?
I think we still got a little time.
How much time will the ship take off?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
And then that's where it fades to black.
Oh my gosh, what?
Of course it is.
And we end the episode with the hillbilly SWAT.
No, we've got to. I'm going to shoot some people now. Come on.
You already shot 2 in this episode. How many do you need to shoot in an episode?
I'm gonna show your Greyhawk guys how it's done.
That's how it is. I'm the only Greyhawk guy here.
They'll watch. They'll watch.
They don't watch this show. You kidding me? Anyway, so all right, that's it for tonight. I want to say thank you.
It's too short, man. It's too short.
It's good though. It's good. It's good pacing.
Too short.
Good pacing. Let me get this set up here. There, I've got it set up. Excellent.
And I still got 2 beers left. What am I gonna do?
Drink them? I don't know.
Where'd your hat go?
You're
I
right.
forgot.
It is right. He leaves to go get his beer. Anyway, hey, I want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in to Return to Sector 1 to watch our Western sci-fi extravaganza, for lack of a better word. I don't know. I can't use illustrious because that's slated. I use that for Greyhawk, so I can't use that over here. But so with that having been said, let's at least get an outro from the cast here. Let's start with you, Grace.
I'm Grace. I played Corax, and yeah, she'll hopefully get rolling in some money soon.
There's a lot to be made.
Money.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything.
And go ahead there, Dylan.
Sorry, I just saw Rigger's comment in the chat. That was funny. I'm Dylan. I was playing the Stranger tonight. I'm trying to catch up with Tony on the drinks here. Otherwise, come hang out in the Discord. We got a new friend joined us there. He's looking for advice on D&D, so maybe you can, if you're keen on sharing your knowledge of the game, up in there, and they're around looking for tips. So
cool.
It's a fun community. We're getting a little more active over the last couple of weeks since everyone's been in quarantine, huh?
Right.
Yeah, right. That's basically how that works.
A little bit more. We'll keep building it up.
Indubitably. All right. Last but not least, the infamous Calcuto. Uncle Tony.
Hey, everybody, I'm Uncle Tony, and I'm drunk.
It's about damn time.
I'm about 5 beers in. This is about where it happens.
I can't wait to come out there and get drunk with you in person someplace.
Yeah, after this is all done,
This is all
should do an in-person. I don't know when. No, I'm not saying right away. But once it's done, we can start planning our in-person session.
In person, yes, we should 100%.
We'll all go to Tony because I think I'd rather go to. Rather go to Oregon.
Come to Oregon.
No, I'm out. No, yeah.
We've got the beer. We've got the wine.
Yeah. I got to go out there anyway. I got to go and check out the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Don't bring your woman.
Huh?
Don't bring your woman.
I don't have a woman. What are you talking about? The one who's in prison is not my woman. She's a friend. There's the difference. You might want to call her a pen pal.
But you have to.
Anyway, with that having been said, again, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Greyhawk Adventures, same channel. And on Fridays, we currently have the DragonLance going on at the same time. 9 p.m. Eastern time is the start time for that. So with that having been said, I want to say thank you, everyone, and we will see you all either Friday or, well, this group here, we'll see you back here next Wednesday. So, all right, peace out.
Bye.